Hello and welcome back to the podcast where we improve your English through real-life topics and useful conversations. Today's episode is about something many people think about but often feel nervous to do: asking for a raise at work. We will talk about what actually works when you want to earn more money, how to prepare for this conversation, and which phrases you can use in English to sound confident and professional. Let's start with a simple truth: asking for a raise is normal. Many people feel shy or afraid because they think it is rude or risky. But in most companies, managers expect employees to talk about salary at some point. Your boss is not surprised when someone asks for more money, especially if that person has been working hard and improving their skills. However, the way you ask is very important. Some people go into the conversation without preparation and only say, "I think I deserve more money." This usually does not work well. Managers need clear reasons and examples. They want to understand what value you bring to the company. So the first thing that actually works is preparation. Before you talk to your manager, you should collect facts about your work. Think about your achievements over the last year. Did you finish important projects? Did you help your team solve difficult problems? Did you take on extra responsibilities? These are all strong reasons to ask for a raise. You can prepare by writing a short list of your accomplishments. For example, you might say, "In the last 12 months, I completed 3 major projects, trained 2 new team members, and improved our customer response time by 20%. Numbers and results make your argument much stronger. They show that you are not just talking about feelings, but about real impact. Another important step is to research salaries in your field. This means checking how much people with similar jobs and experience earn in your city or country. You can use job websites, salary reports, or talk to people in your professional network. When you know the average salary, you can ask for a raise in a realistic and professional way. For example, you might say, "Based on my research, the average salary for someone in my position with similar experience is between X and Y. I would like to discuss adjusting my salary to better reflect this range." This sounds calm, informed, and respectful. Now let's talk about timing, because timing can make a big difference. Asking for a raise when your company is losing money or after your team has missed an important deadline is not a good idea. Managers are more open to salary discussions when the company is doing well or after you have completed a successful project. A good moment to ask is during your annual performance review. This is the time when your manager is already thinking about your work, your goals, and your future in the company. If your company does not have formal reviews, you can still ask for a meeting. You might say, "I would like to schedule a meeting to discuss my performance and my role in the company. I would also like to talk about my current salary." Notice how this sentence sounds polite and professional. You are not demanding a raise. You are asking for a discussion. This is an important difference. Managers usually react better when they feel you are open to conversation, not giving them an order. During the meeting, it is helpful to start by talking about your work, not your salary. For example, you could begin with, "I really enjoy working here, and I'm proud of the progress I've made in my role. Over the past year, I've taken on additional responsibilities and achieved several important goals." This creates a positive atmosphere and reminds your manager of your value before you mention money. After that, you can move to the main topic. A clear and simple sentence is often best. "I would like to discuss the possibility of a salary increase." This sentence is direct but still polite. It shows confidence without sounding aggressive. Then you can present your reasons. Use specific examples, like, "Since my last salary review, I have managed the new client account, led the marketing campaign in the spring, and helped reduce costs in our department. Because of these contributions, I believe a salary adjustment would be appropriate." One thing that actually works is focusing on your value, not your personal problems. Some people say things like, "My rent is higher now," or "I need more money because I want to buy a house." While these are real and important reasons in your life, they are not strong arguments in a business conversation. Companies usually increase salaries based on performance, skills, and market value, not on personal expenses. Another useful strategy is to be ready for questions. Your manager might ask, "What kind of increase are you expecting?" This can feel uncomfortable, but it is better to be prepared. You can answer with a range instead of a single number. For example, based on my responsibilities and the market data I've seen, I believe an increase of around 8 to 12% would be fair. Using a range shows that you are flexible and open to discussion. It also gives your manager space to negotiate while still understanding your expectations. Let's also talk about something that many people forget: your body language and tone of voice. Even though this is an English learning podcast, communication is not only about words. If you speak very quietly, avoid eye contact, or sound unsure, your message may seem less convincing. Try to speak clearly, at a normal speed, and keep your tone calm and confident. Now, what happens if your manager says no? This is a very important part of the topic, because sometimes, even if you do everything right, the answer may still be no. Maybe the company has budget problems, or maybe it is not the right time. If this happens, try not to react with anger or disappointment in the moment. A professional response could be, "Thank you for being honest with me. Could we discuss what goals or results I should achieve in the future to be considered for a salary increase?" This shows maturity and keeps the conversation constructive. By asking this question, you turn a negative answer into a plan for the future. Your manager might say, "If you can successfully lead the next project and continue to improve team performance, we can review your salary again in 6 months." This gives you clear targets and shows that a raise is still possible later. You can also ask about other forms of compensation if a salary increase is not possible. For example, you might say, "If a salary increase is not possible right now, are there other options we could consider, such as a bonus, additional vacation days, or support for professional training?" Sometimes companies cannot change your base salary immediately, but they can offer other benefits that are still valuable. Let's look at a short example of how a full conversation might sound in English. Thank you for meeting with me today. I wanted to talk about my performance over the past year and discuss my current salary. Manager, of course, go ahead. Over the last year, I have taken on several new responsibilities, including managing the new client accounts and training 2 new team members. I've also helped our team meet all major project deadlines. Because of these contributions, I would like to discuss the possibility of a salary increase. Manager, what kind of increase are you thinking about? Based on my research and my current responsibilities, I believe an increase of around 10% would be reasonable. This kind of conversation is clear, respectful, and focused on facts. It avoids emotional language and keeps the discussion professional. Another thing that actually works is practicing the conversation before you have it. You can practice alone, in front of a mirror, or with a friend. This helps you feel more comfortable with the words and reduces stress during the real meeting. When you practice, you are less likely to forget important points or speak too quickly because of nervousness. Also, try to avoid apologizing too much. Some people begin with sentences like, "I'm sorry to bother you, but," or "I know this might be a bad time, but." These phrases make you sound less confident and suggest that your request is not important. Instead, you can start in a more neutral and confident way. "I would like to discuss my current role and salary." It is also helpful to listen carefully during the conversation. Do not just focus on what you want to say next. Pay attention to your manager's responses and try to understand their point of view. If they explain that the company has financial limits, you can respond with understanding, while still expressing your needs. For example, you might say, "I understand that the budget is limited this quarter. I appreciate the explanation. Could we agree on a specific time in the future to review this topic again?" This keeps the door open and shows that you are patient but serious about your request. Let's review the key points that actually work when asking for a raise. First, prepare strong evidence of your achievements and responsibilities. Second, research the market to understand what a fair salary is. Third, choose a good time to start the conversation. Fourth, use clear, polite, and confident language in English. Fifth, stay calm and professional, even if the answer is not what you hoped for. As an English learner at a B1 or B2 level, this topic is especially useful because salary discussions include many formal and semi-formal phrases that you can use in other professional situations as well. Phrases like "I would like to discuss," "based on my experience," and "I believe this would be appropriate" are common in business English and help you sound more natural and confident at work. Before we finish, I want to remind you that asking for a raise is not only about money. It is also about recognizing your own value and communicating that value to others. When you prepare well and speak clearly, you show that you respect your work and your professional growth. If you feel nervous, that is completely normal. Almost everyone feels some stress before this kind of conversation, even native English speakers. The goal is not to feel zero fear, but to be prepared enough that you can still speak clearly and professionally. You can take small steps. First, write down your achievements. Then, practice saying a few key sentences in English. After that, schedule a meeting. Each step makes the situation less scary and more manageable. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope this has given you not only useful English phrases, but also practical strategies you can use in your real working life. In our next episode, we will talk about how to handle difficult questions in job interviews, another situation where clear and confident English can make a big difference. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and remember that your voice and your work both deserve to be heard.